Let's talk about what attracts me to a pitch. Lee, we can talk about what attracts any VC to a pitch, and it's storytelling.
Right.
Storytelling, storytelling, storytelling. And what that means to our firm, and I think what that means to any VC, Lee, is you take the complex things in your mind about the problem you're solving that makes all of the sense of the world to you. And they're able to then tell a story that conveys more than one thing. It conveys that they understand the problem better than anyone else, but also that they're the best person
Mm.
to solve that problem. And not only are they the best person to solve that problem, they've got the best solution to solve it. And I think, and you have to be able, their ability to tell that, Lee, quickly, directly, succinctly, and in an inspiring fashion. As much as I wish that weren't the case, it is, Lee. I think as much as I wish it were not the case that you do want any investor to hear what you're saying and walk away inspired. If you haven't inspired them, you haven't left an imprint. And for someone like myself that sees over 1,000 pitches, right? It's in a given, let's see, what's that, in like a half a year, you've got to figure out a way to stand out. And those are the three things I would share.
Amazing. 1,000 pitches in half a year. Okay, that's a lot.
Delirious. I was like, thinking about it, I got tired.
Is there a ratio to pure storytelling technique and charisma, personal charisma? When we talk about being inspiring, there's a couple things happening there. Could you break that down a little bit for me?
My belief is that, yes, there's some people that are born naturally with charisma. And if you've got the charisma, you're leaps ahead in terms of how well you'll be able to tell the story. However, having the natural, talent, if you will, is not enough. You've got to refine it. You've got to perfect it. And you've got to get it to the sort of level such that when a VC hears your pitch, they walk away and they're like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. And so even if you've got the charisma, that's not enough. But what I'll also say is if you don't have the charisma, there are so many places to go to learn. And you don't hear this said much these days, Lee, but practice makes perfect. Remember that? Remember that old school, adage that, practice makes perfect? Whether you just were born with the talent. I mean, it's almost a proverb, right, Lee? You've got the most talented athletes who have all of this talent, but won't hone in and refine the talent. But you've got the person who doesn't necessarily have as much talent, but their commitment and discipline and practice they're miles ahead of the person who had more talent. And so I think that applies here for entrepreneurs. If you've got the charisma, excellent. You're leaps ahead of your peers, but you're not done. You still have work to do. You want to practice. You want to refine your pitch so that what you already have working for you shines. For the folks who don't have it, Lee, there's still hope, but they've got to work harder. They've got to put in the discipline because there's also so many ideas, Lee, that go by the way of, I don't know, the cemetery of story because they couldn't tell the story well, not because the idea wasn't good, right?
That's it for today for The Impact Pitch. If you'd like more people to discover the show, go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and give The Impact Pitch 5 stars and a glowing review. Also, I have a mailing list. Go to impact.redcupagency.com. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm Lee Schneider.